Hey bestie! Welcome to my slumber party. Thank you for joining me this evening. This is actually a special event. This is my 10th video. So if you've been enjoying this series so far, then consider subscribing and you can be here for part 11. If you are new to the slumber party, double welcome. My name is Sheila, so thanks for being here. I also want to say hi to E, as in extra cool person, because I was totally binging all of their videos when making these slides. So if you happen to watch this, then hi, you're very welcome here at my slumber party. It's nice to meet you. Anyway, I also need to address the failure of my last video. It did terrible. And I think it's actually just kind of funny because Kokomi's first banner did really bad too, and nobody gave her the love she deserved then. So, you know, life imitates art. It just makes sense, I guess. But yeah, go give that video some love. I really love Kokomi. She's very special to me as a character. She inspired me to make these videos, so I did a whole video just for her. Anybody that wants to hate on her, you are not welcome here at my slumber party. Get out. So go give that video some love after you watch this one. Now, what has been going on with the mysterious ruler of this nation? While Sarah has been out on the battlefield shooting people, and Goro has been growling, we are about to find out. So, our first girlie today is the Electro Archon herself. And before I get started, I just need to say, I mentioned in my last video that we don't know if Celestia is like a girl or the concept of Celestia, and we do know it is the place Celestia. I think I was just thinking of the girl that stops our path in the very beginning of the game. But yeah, that's Celestia right there, just so close, but yet so far. The untouchable domain of the gods. But yeah, let's get back to the video. So, on one side, we have the It Girls of Inazuma. We have Kokomi, the head strategist of the rebellion. We have Ayaka and Yoimiya, who are, also main characters that are working more covertly for the rebellion because they can't get caught or else there would be like serious repercussions. We also have Goro and I guess kind of Ito, who I did cover in a previous video, and you should go give that video some love as well because, guys deserve some good fashion too. On the other side, we have the government, the cops, the Kujo Sara. I styled Sara and also Yoimiya and Ayaka together in a previous video, so you can also give that video some love. Thank you. But Kujo Sara, who is she acting on behalf of? Who is this god that she's willing to take away everybody's ambitions for? The Electro Archon. Raiden Shogun.
One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power.
We get a lot of hype around the Electro Archon before we even meet her. She is very mysterious now, and she's locked away her whole nation off from the rest of the world. She goes by many names: the Electro Archon, the Raiden Shogun, Baal, or even Beelzebul, which is her Archon name based off of Solomon's 72 demon pillars that each Archon in the game has. Like, we have Barbados and Morax, who I skipped. Even Ouroboros is a demon, so I assume Orobashi references that. But yeah, who is she really? What is her real name, and why does she have two Archon names? As I've said in previous videos, Inazuma is based on Japan, and the air of mystery around Inazuma is mostly due to the fact that it is totally cut off now from the rest of Teyvat. The Raiden Shogun has enforced this isolationism because she is the god of eternity, and she felt the interference of other nations was getting in the way of her vision of eternity. So, as the god of Electro, basically the god of lightning, she makes it all stormy all around the islands of Inazuma so that it's really hard for ships from other nations to get in, and it's really hard for people from the islands to leave and go to other nations. The only nation with their foreigners there is Snezhnaya, and they are stirring up some shit. As we know, I have talked about Senora already. So, we have the Sakoku Decree, which might actually sound familiar if you're a history girly, because it is directly based on Japan's history of isolationism with the Sakoku Edict during the Edo period. Sakoku literally means closure of country in Japanese, and during this time in Japan, the only Europeans that were allowed entry were actually the Dutch. I guess they were like the only ones that were chill with leaving Japan's culture alone or something. If you want a whole history about Japan, you can go watch that iconic video.
Open the country. Stop having it be closed, said the United States.
Am I aging myself by mentioning that? That was such a meme when I was in like high school. But in the game, we have the Fatui as the only ones that are allowed on the islands, and they are not so chill. They're trying to destabilize shit with the goal of getting the Electro-Gnosis. And they destabilize shit by getting the Archon to enact the Vision Hunt Decree. And she just easily goes along with it. She's like, yeah, you're right. Visions are people's ambition. They are a symbol of people trying to change things and have goals and stuff. They are the enemy of eternity.
The enemy of eternity.
Now, I just want to say I will be spoiling the Inazuma Archon quest more than I already have. So if you somehow haven't already played it, nor gotten it spoiled for you already, then I guess just don't watch this video or skip to whatever time I will include here if there is a safe time to skip to. But yeah, if you're thinking, wow, Raiden Shogun, that's kind of a dick move to take away all of your people's ambitions just for your convoluted idea of what eternity means, then you're right, she is kind of a dick. But of course she thinks this way because she is, spoiler, an AI. Oh my god. The Electro Archon, the Raiden Shogun, is a puppet created by the real Electro Archon to maintain eternity. And where is the real Electro Archon while her people are struggling? She's just in her mind palace, meditating.
Now take a deep breath into the belly. Fill your lungs up. And exhale it out of the mouth.
Yeah, okay, God, you do that. Just ignore all of us little mortals here while you go have some peace of mind, bitch. Okay, like for real, she is pulling a lot of nonsense now in the present day, but she does have a tragic backstory, of course. And I am going to try to sum this up quickly because the lore of all of this is just a lot. But yeah, her current mindset comes from her past of losing basically all of her friends and family. You know how I said she has two Archon names, Baal and Beelzebul? That's because she is Beelzebul and her sister is Baal. Was Baal. She died like 500 years ago in the Cataclysm. But they were born together from a lightning strike. Makoto and A, they were like best friends. So girly pop, identical twin sisters, serving cunt together. I love that. And they were like so hot and powerful that they were like, we should become gods. But I guess in order to ascend to Celestia and become a god, there could only be one of them. So A decides to give up her body so that Makoto can ascend to godhood. And that happens, and then now Makoto has a bunch more power, and I guess A's consciousness was just like floating around still, so Makoto remakes her body and just like puts her consciousness back into that new body, and now they're just girl bossing together again for their nation. God bossing. Makoto is like the figurehead, the Electro Archon that people know about, and then A is the Kagemusha, which is like the Shadow Warrior, the Electro Archon that people don't know exists. So, like I said, they are girl bossing together. They have a great hot friend group. All of them are the main characters. But then, tragedy. This Tango dude, dead. This Oni girl, eaten by a tiger monster. But, oh shit, she's like so badass that she kills the monster from the inside, and she survives. Sweet. Tragedy averted. Oh, no, never mind. That tiger monster had really bad vibes, and now she caught those bad vibes, and she starts going crazy, and she attacks A. So, like, Hot Girl's gotta fight back. A cuts off one of her horns and also her arm, so Oni Girl runs away in defeat, never to be seen again. So, effectively, dead. And now, the most tragic of all, the Cataclysm happens, which is like the fall of Conria, which is just a whole nother thing that I'm not gonna talk about. But Makoto, who is like the tender-hearted one, she's like, these people are really suffering. I need to go help them out. I have godhood power. and she goes to try to help, but she goes alone and doesn't tell A. And now this is where I'm gonna speculate on some things, because I don't know if maybe Makoto had less power because she split the Gnosis with her sister, or if A was holding the Gnosis, like since she was the warrior one, she needed the power more, so that Makoto just had less power overall basically. Or if she just generally wasn't strong enough. I guess it was doomed for her to go either way. But I'm thinking maybe Celestia kind of wanted her to die, because Celestia's like, you know, you guys pulled a fast one on me with that whole Parent Trap twin situation, and I don't like that. So one of you's gotta die. I don't know. I think it was Celestia's fault. It's all Celestia's fault. Those guys suck. But yeah, Makoto dies. A arrives there too late, just in time for Makoto to die in her arms. So now, heartbroken, A has to return to Inazuma alone, and nobody knew about this Parent Trap body double situation. So they're just like, oh sweet, our Archon has returned. We won. No funerals for us, because our Archon didn't die. And A just has to go and mourn her sister alone. Oh yeah, and that last friend died too, because the cataclysm was threatening all of Inazuma. So when A left to go save Makoto, she was like, girl, you're in charge, protect our nation. And she did, up until her very last moments. So yeah, the Raiden Shogun that we know now is A. Her name means shadow. She has had a rough couple of centuries, and she was always the twin with the more questionable idea of what eternity meant to her. So now her concept of eternity, which is basically just making everything stay the same forever always, is all that she can think about. She can only mourn what she has lost now. So she goes into this mind palace meditative state to preserve her mind and her memories so that the memories of her sister are never lost. Which is where we meet her when we inevitably confront her about this Vision Hunt decree. A has created a puppet body for herself that will act as the Raiden Shogun, and has an AI brain which is fully devoted to the concept of eternity and will never be swayed. Which, like, I don't really get, because I don't understand why she needed to make another new body, because she already had like a recreated body made by Makoto. So I don't know why she couldn't have just made the AI brain to go into that body to power it for her while her consciousness is away. I don't know. I guess it gave us Scaramouche, and I'm not going to complain about that, but that is for another video. Basically, the puppet version is the Raiden Shogun, who we meet here.
Eternity.
And we get sent into A's mind palace when she tries to kill us. This part I also don't really understand. Did we get sent into the mind palace because that's what happens to everyone who she uses the Muso no Hitotachi on? Or like the puppet doesn't have the power to complete it, so A finishes people off herself? Or does the traveler just have like a really strong will that was able to fight back and get himself into there? I don't know, I'm a little confused on that. A's consciousness lives in the katana, so maybe when she strikes you, it sends you into there. But that just feels a little bit sketchy to me, like very Gossip Girl elevators that just let you in directly into people's apartments. Like, who gave you permission to get in there? I don't know. But anyway, enough with the lore for the minute. Let's talk about fashion. I actually had a hard time with this one. Of course, like, A has a lot going on with her backstory and her lore, but she doesn't have much of a personality. I'm gonna get shot for saying that one. But of course, I have a lot to say on the topic, so let's go.
Deep in the heart of the city stands the lofty abode of the Raiden Shogun. She looks down upon her realm at mortal joys and woes, and sees a world mired in impermanence. By mighty lightning, she rules over the transients. Trivial yearning and petty passion, they vanish like a mist, but the Shogun pursues, unfettered and unperturbed, eternity.
Only through eternity are you closest to the heavenly principles. This is eternity. Born to oblivion!
I hope I have been able to recreate enough of the hype with the start of this video that you can feel some kind of way seeing her just standing here like this. Oh well, When she was released, a lot of people thought her design was kind of a letdown, especially for our first female Archon. They were unimpressed and she wasn't divine looking enough. I kind of get it. I think especially compared to like the Kazuha clip that we see of her, she does look very, you know, ethereal in that. I think they should have made the sleeves a little bit longer and the skirt pieces a little bit longer, but I think her design is interesting and like she's hot. She is definitely suffering from male gaze disease. Like the skirt, come on. The cleavage is one thing, like I think fan service is fine, but the skirt I do think is a little bit much. What is she, a Trojan warrior? Like, leave the battle mini skirts to the boys. But yeah, I do think her design had a lot of thought put into it. Used to just wear flowers in her hair, and Makoto wore the fan hairpiece. And the fan is like a symbol of prosperity and life flourishing in Japan. So it just shows that Makoto was kind of Inazuma's prosperity. Now A wears both to honor her sister, I guess. And you can see the asymmetry in her design representing the two sisters and the two halves of their spirits, basically. Like we have the longer sleeve on her right side, which is like the Makoto side. And then we have the shorter sleeve on the left with this samurai shoulder armor. And then her idol animation just reinforces this because she creates a ball of Electro in her left hand, and then her other idol has her gently holding out her right hand for a little bird to land on. So let's see what kind of outfits she would wear in my fantasy modern series. A is the god of her nation, so she just exudes authority. So like, this is her. And I love this asymmetrical top for her, but I am obsessed with this dress. I think it is like actually so perfect for her, and with the chest cut out and everything, it even kind of just looks like her design. I love it. And I think paired with these heels and then her little anklet, like this outfit would be a great modern version of what she already wears. And of course, more traditional clothing does make sense for her, but I think it's just more fun to give her more variety and modern things. So I think a must-have in her closet are a lot of crop tops with boob cutouts, like either of these two. Like I said, she is kind of traditional, but I think that's more from her idealizing the past and from when she was happy with her friends, rather than her feeling like a commitment to the traditional culture and style of dress. I think she's actually more of a tomboy, and she just doesn't really care about clothes. But I care about clothes. And I think all of these dresses and mini skirts are super cute, so I want to style her in them. Maybe if Makoto was still around, these would be a little bit more like her style. And I think this kind of suit, like kimono situation with this bow is super cute. But for A, I just love this suit with this exaggerated, super low cut. And I actually think it is something she could wear. For the most part, I think A is just, wearing a fairly simple, cute top and pants. And then maybe she accessorizes her hair, braids with something like this sometimes. So like I said, A is more of a tomboy. She is the warrior twin. Her wardrobe is more mobile and practical. She's practicing her sword art all the time. She's in the gym. Mostly, I think this girl just needs a sports bra. How can you enforce eternity without a sports bra? Yes, I am male gazeifying your waifu. I think something like these is her like standard go-to outfit. And then maybe if she has like an important meeting for running her nation, then she can wear a suit like either of these. Now, as far as improvements to her design, I actually don't really feel super strongly about the outfit itself and that it's disappointing. I think they definitely could have given her a little bit more color, but obviously she is the Electro Archon, so it makes sense for her to be wearing pretty much all purple. And of course, purple is like a symbol of royalty and wealth, so it fits. Like I said, I think they could have made her sleeves a little bit longer and more flowing, but I think a higher contrast in color for her obi belt would have just made the look a lot more striking. Like here you can see your eyes kind of drawn to the obi on these three because they contrast more against the rest of the outfit. Like this one being a solid color and this one being just a totally different color, and then this one here. I really like this kind of minty blue-green here. I think this one looks just really good, especially on this maximalist design. But then like this one and these two, the obi blends in more with the whole look. I don't think the obi needs to be like the centerpiece of A's design, but I think it could have been more something if it was a different color or even just like a brighter shade. What I think really would have made her stand out is if they gave her silver details. Since I've been making these videos, I've realized literally every single character in this game has gold details. So for her to have silver around like the edges of her kimono and as the rope tie around her obi, I think it would have been a lot more striking. While I don't feel really strongly about the outfit, what I do actually wish was different is her hair. In my opinion, her hair is a disappointment. Comparing it to like the vast, interesting hairstyles in Japan throughout history, I think it's boring. I think they may have been referencing older pre-Edo style hair, when hair was just super long and flowing all down the back, like to the floor. That was the look. And I do think that's like historically interesting because obviously A is from a time before Inazuma's isolationism. So like it does make sense. Or maybe they just wanted to make her look pretty for more modern audiences, which is whatever. But I think it would have been really interesting for her to have something more complex, like any of the hairstyles women used to wear like these. But even better, I think for her to have something like this actually would have been so cool. So if I were to change anything about her design, I would want to give her this Motodori vertical top knot hairstyle. I would keep the braid, but basically have it be like high on her head and wrapped with this cording. And if you were thinking, girl, this was Zuko's ugliest hairstyle, we cannot give the hot girl this kind of hair, I think it would work. Stella from Winx wears her ponytails in a similar way with this tightly wrapped part before it all flows out. So like, I think it still works on a hot girl. And they could have even done that, but then have it be like a half updo, so then she still has flowing hair underneath, or like just giving her some face framing pieces. I think it would have been so cool for her to have a traditionally male hairstyle that like the actual rulers of the Tokugawa shogunate would have been wearing. Maybe to Japanese audiences it wouldn't be viewed in the same way and they just totally wouldn't have liked that. I don't know. What do I know? I will just stay in my lane and focus on the fashion. So here's some more looks for her with a cute cutout top and simple pants. I think especially something like a thin, lightweight kind of sweatpant would be really perfect for her. And then she prefers to just wear, some sneakers, but she can definitely dress up a little bit more sometimes in something like this and a chunkier, more comfortable heel. The heels she wears in the game are more like this, but I think she would definitely prefer something like these sandals or even more of a wedge geta rather than like the high heels. And I do love this look for her. I think it's fairly simple and a little masculine, but it still has the cutout here, so she can easily just grab her katana. And I like the side knot, which just makes it all a little bit more interesting. So her everyday outfit is kind of like this. Just, a top and comfortable kind of baggy pants. And I've given her a lot of black so far, but I think of course she can have a little bit more color in her wardrobe, mostly darker colors, but she could definitely wear purple and some maroons and shades of red. I really like both of these tops that I think she could wear when she's dressing up a little bit more, or something like this purple suit or this one-piece outfit I think is actually really, really perfect for her and I like a lot, as well as this red outfit. Now, I was thinking of Sailor Moon, mostly because of the next girly that I'm going to talk about, but I think A also has a Sailor Moon counterpart in Sailor Pluto. Like they're both kind of mysterious and elusive, and they both have a staff pole arm thing for their weapon. And Sailor Pluto's power is like control over time, and obviously A is the god of eternity, so I think it just makes sense. And also purple is totally their color. So when Sailor Pluto is just a casual civilian, we do get her in this purple power suit. And I think something like that would actually be really perfect for A too. Something like any of these could definitely work for her. I think instead of the sandals that A wears, she would prefer her heels to be a boot. And I love these boots. She could pair them with any of these cute dresses. Also, A's design kind of reminded me of the flight attendant uniforms from The Fifth Element, designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier, so I included that. Some final outfits for her main closet. I wanted to give her some pieces from Yohji Yamamoto's latest collection, Letter to the Future, because there are some really beautiful pieces, and it also just really makes sense for A. Yamamoto's work is a lot of black and kind of simple workwear fashion. He knows how to, dress the female form without sexualizing it. So that's important for her. Yamamoto's work, and especially this collection, is like an ode to the wabi-sabi aesthetic, which is like literally Makoto's vision of eternity. It's the transience of time and how impermanent everything is, and to live in the present moment, even though it's imperfect and it's fleeting. This exhibit has Yamamoto quotes all over the walls, and he says, "I have no image about the future. I have only tomorrow." So, it's literally the eternity that A learns to embrace. He also has this other quote about sakura flowers and losing his rivals, and it's actually really devastating and beautiful and will make me cry. But yeah, so this is the closet that I've come up with for my little video game character. I also wanted to give her these dresses that are definitely more Makoto style, but I think as A evolves and learns to appreciate the present moment, and she understands Makoto's philosophy of eternity, something like either of these really shows that kind of fleeting moment in time and nature. And maybe she can also wear a flower necklace for a pop of color if she's wearing all black. For a nighttime look, I'm does she even need to sleep? Because she's basically in a robot body, and she has been meditating for 500 years. So girl does not need to slumber, even if she gets invited to the slumber party, which is doubtful. So I just gave her this comfy sweater that I love the mesh design of, and some lacy shorts, and then she can wear her sandals. I think she's mostly just relaxing in workout clothes because she is just constantly practicing her sword art, but maybe she is at the slumber party and Yae Miko is having fun and dressing her up like this, or painting her nails. And then for a coat, I think this puffer jacket is actually so cute and perfect for her. But I also love this, something that's a little bit longer and in a richy brocade fabric. And I also love the touch of red in her hair. Finally, these are just some party looks for her, or formal dresses that aren't the formal look. Maybe she could wear something like this for her date with her girlfriend, or this for a house party. And I think this is so pretty. And for her to wear white would actually, just switch it up a bit every once in a while. After all of that, let me show you what I've come up with for the formal event look for the Raiden Shogun. I was definitely inspired by Hunter Schafer's Vanity Fair after party look from this year. I kind of wanted something just a little bit more simple and sleek, and I just think this look is so gorgeous, and I am obsessed with the cape that she wore over it. I just really wish there were more pictures of that. But yeah, that look, and also, of course, a lightning storm. This is the outfit, period. The end. But for real, this is the formal look. So it's a black dress, and for the bodice, I was definitely inspired by this here, but I do want her face to be visible, so it's a little bit less exaggerated than that. It's a little bit more like the gorgeous Alexander McQueen dress with this kind of upright lapel situation. And then the shoulders just flow down the arms, having the samurai armor pieces on each shoulder in an obsidian black. And then from those, it has these silver and black tassels that trail down the arms, and they flow down the arm along with the sleeves, because the dress has these big, beautiful furisode style sleeves. And like I said, the dress is all black. but then on the sleeves it's all beaded and embroidered to look like lightning, with silvery purples and pinks striking down the sleeves. And like this, there's this wide obi style belt that flows down to the skirt of the dress, which is like a simple body hugging silhouette. And here it has a high thigh slit, so one leg is fully out and that leg is like this, with this lightning strike, but it's in like a silver beaded embroidery going all down the leg, and then it goes across the foot as well, kind of like this situation, but it's not a flower obviously. And then the shoes are fairly simple wooden platform wedge sandals like these. And also on the other ankle, she has a little anklet with a sakura flower on it. And then on the back of the dress, like I said, it does have an obi kind of style belt that is just in all black. So it's all like one color and kind of seamless with the skirt. Darkness. So it's all one color and it's seamless with the skirt, but the back has this complex obi knot like this, but still all in black. And then her hair is in her classic braid, but it's a little bit more interesting and complex, with the top having a bow situation kind of like this, and some flowers in front of the bow. And of course her hair is purple, so it would stand out against her hair for it to have like this black cording braided in throughout the braid. And I also like the idea of her having some wisteria along with her other flowers, because they symbolize like love and longevity and the passage of time. So I think it's just kind of like a farewell ode to Makoto. And for her makeup, I thought this was really pretty. And since her eyes are purple, I thought the yellowy and pink kind of colors would really complement them nicely. And finally, she has some cool earrings, like this lightning bolt one and this one that is so cool, and it kind of looks like her burst symbol thing. And then her nails are fairly simple and purple like this. And she's not much of a jewelry girl, but maybe she has like one ring on either middle finger like this. And that's her look. Before I talk about the next girly, I just need to say I want more friendship interaction between A and Venti. Like in Japanese Shinto mythology, Raiden, the lightning god, is frequently with Fujin. I'm sorry if I totally mispronounced that. I'm not really sure how to say that, but that's the god of wind. And like the gays gotta stick together. I just think their interactions would be very interesting, so I wanted to see that. And I did change my shirt to show you all this shirt that I made. I literally saw this fan art of A, and she has this shirt, and I was like, that's so cute, and I wanted it, so I made it. Thank you to Rat Mother for all of your artwork. I love you. Oh my gosh, are we only halfway through this thing? Okay, time to talk about the queen, the Raiden Shogun's girlfriend.
A light novel begins with pure imagination. For example, I must say, this is quite the cunning trap. But have I walked into your trap, or have you walked into mine?
It's so graphic. You'd never really do something like that, would you?
Splendid. When the reader starts asking that question, you know you've written a good one.
Yae Miko is the head priestess of the Grand Narukami Shrine. This is like the main religious place of worship for the Electro Archon, but it is heavily based on the Shinto religion. She is also called Guji Yae, which Guji just means the chief priest or priestess, and Miko means shrine maiden. So basically her name is Yae, and then the other names are like titles that she has. She also owns Yae Publishing House, but the most noteworthy aspect of her is that she's a fox. Literally. She is a kitsune, so she's a kind of yokai, just like Sara and Ito are yokai, which in Japanese mythology is like a trickster fox creature that has a lot of powers and can transform into a human. Also, Yae has an electrovision, which she wears as an earring. So I love that. She's the only character that wears her vision like that. Like I said, Yae is a fox girl, so I know my mom is going to love this one because she's literally obsessed with foxes. I wanted to include her idol animation here because her fox fully eats this bird, and the surprised face that she makes is just like so funny because it also confuses me. Is the fox not her? Is it a separate fox spirit? I feel like she shouldn't be surprised because, like, I think it's her own spirit eating this bird. Maybe she's just like surprised by her animal instinct. I don't know. But also, this is Yae during her ultimate move where she has all of her tails on display, and she has 5 tails. So like she's middle-aged, I guess, because a fully grown kitsune has 9 tails. So just a little bit of backstory on Yae. She is related to Ei's old kitsune friend, Saigu, who I mentioned died. They're both members of the Hakushin clan, and they are probably cousins or something, but we don't really know for sure. Saigu was worshipped as a kitsune goddess and brought Yae to the Narukami shrine when she was young to like show her the ropes and teach her how to take care of the shrine and everything. She brings her to the shrine shortly before the cataclysm happened 500 years ago, and since Yae has 5 tails, we can assume that she's just a little over 500 years old. But yeah, so Saigu died defending Inazuma when Ei left to save her sister, and then basically Ei comes back and it's just the two of them, her and Yae. And then Yae takes over the shrine and protects the sacred sakura tree that grows there. We got to see a brief second of young fox form Yae here when Makoto was still alive. Makoto really liked Yae and basically took her in as if she was her pet. So Yae does have some memories of Makoto and all of Ei's friends, and definitely felt the loss when they all died, just like Ei did. But then Ei spends years like grieving and creating this puppet for herself, and Yae just has to watch and is also grieving herself. And then when Ei succeeds in making this puppet and then just disappears into the plane of Euthymia, Yae Miko is just left behind. Ugh, it makes me so sad. Like, Ei is actually a bitch for that. And Yae still serves her. But also, Ei gives Yae her gnosis, like the source of all of her power from Celestia, that she was willing to give up her life for her sister to obtain when she went into her mind palace. So obviously Ei trusted Yae with her most important possession, and she knew Yae wouldn't give it up for anything unless it was something that was like really extra super important. So Yae spends basically the next multiple centuries as the priestess there, and then also starts her publishing house. And this is the sacred sakura tree at the Grand Narukami Shrine. It's literally shaped like a fox, and there is of course a whole bunch of lore with this and everything, but basically current time Yae planted this tree 500 years ago with the help of time travel magic. After Yae helps her come to her senses and leave her mind palace and rejoin society and have like joy and happiness in her life. So I just have one question. Now, why would the tree be fox shaped unless Ei was thinking about her girlfriend when she planted it? Anyway, let's talk about clothes. So like I said, Yae is the priestess and she is really old, so it does make sense for her to wear some more, traditional outfits. I love this outfit. I think it's super cute and matches her design really well. And the same for this dress. And I just love the fur detail here since like she is a fox. And then she's got her sandals and an anklet around her left ankle, like Ei has one around her right. So as I said, half of Yae Miko's name means Shrine Maiden, and her design is heavily influenced by that. And who else is a Shrine Maiden? Sailor Mars, Rei Hino. And the red planet Mars is like the planet of action and desire and it's like the planet of challenge. And Rei is the one who challenges Usagi, Sailor Moon, the most, but they also have the deepest bond. And Yae is basically the only one who can challenge A, and they also have a really deep bond. And Rei and Yae have very similar personalities. They are both really headstrong and mischievous, and they're flirty, and I could go on about their similarities for a whole video, I'm sure. But as far as the clothes are concerned, Rei is a shrine maiden, but she's just a girl. She wears everyday clothes too, and she has a lot of really cute outfits. So of course I want to give a modern Yae a bunch of cute outfits too. And I have to give her the Jimmy Choo Sailor Mars heels. Now, if I'm comparing A and Yae to Sailor Moon characters, I would be remiss not to talk about Sailor Saturn, like Scaramouche. Hello? I want to die. Has anybody else talked about this? I cannot wait to talk about him. Also, this is a great time to like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe. Thank you. So Yae is very flirty, like I said. I think her closet would be really colorful with like a lot of red and just the cutest outfits. I love this jacket and the boots and the heart-shaped bag, and this little matching outfit is super cute too. And since I have talked about Sailor Moon, I just had to give her the Lyrika Matoshi Sailor Moon transformation corset. I know Sailor Mars transforms in a different way, but like it still works. And I think Yae would love the boots as well. With that little strip on the top, they match her tail. And then I also wanted to give her some cute, kind of gaudy earrings like these, and her nails, which I think would just always be like super intricate, having these kinds of designs and like anime kind of designs too. Also, I love this kimono and I think it looks so good, but I also think it's just kind of funny to pair a kimono with a corset. But it does kind of make sense for these girlies because even A's obi is basically just used as a corset rather than like the traditional silhouette that an obi gives you. And anime is definitely guilty of corsetting their female characters with an obi, even though an obi basically does the opposite. I really like this outfit for Yae. I think the red detail in the center just like also kind of works for her with her design. And I think this outfit is super cute as well as this outfit, which I just absolutely love. I know the Pinterest girlies are obsessed with this outfit. So I also gave her some cute sakura flower boots to wear with it. And I think all of these looks are super, super cute, and Yae would totally have all of them in her closet. Especially the red looks, I think really go well with her pink hair. And I did add a picture of Paris Hilton with her book because, like I said, Yae runs a publishing house. They mainly sell light novels, which are kind of like young adult fiction, kind of in between like a manga and a traditional not picture book. And basically, Paris Hilton is the real life Yae Miko. I'll just say it. Yae Miko is hot. Of all the pixel people in this game, Yae Miko's pixels are arranged in the hottest way. So she has her cute little hot girl outfits, like this heart boob cutout top that I really love, and these boots and these pink pants, and I love the shoes that are paired with them. It just kind of looks a little, I don't know, tacky, but like in the best way. Like the colors genuinely do go together so well, so I do really like it. And again, the kimono with a corset, and even this dress with a corset, I think this is just like so beautiful, like delicate little sakura flowers. And then, of course, also the Hello Kitty outfit. Like, I think Yae would definitely appreciate Hello Kitty. And then I love the fur detail of this look, and it matches her tail. And this outfit, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this one. So, like I said, a fully grown kitsune has 9 tails, and like as they grow up and get older, they get more powers, and they can turn into a human after like a certain age and strength of whatever. And then eventually, when they're fully grown, their hair turns white. So I do actually think that's going to be a depressing day when Yae Miko's beautiful pink hair, that's like the color of sakura flowers, just turns white. It is like an ephemeral sakura blossom. And this here is a kitsune mask. And then in Yae's design, she does have these little pieces of paper like around her waist on her dress. And these are called omikuji. and they're basically fortune slips. People get them from shrines and like pick one out of a box, and it's just totally random, and you get the fortune that you get. And if you get a bad fortune, then you like tie it up on a tree or like on these board things. But if you get a good fortune, then you're supposed to keep it on you for a year. So Yae has a bunch of these fortunes on her dress, so obviously she's getting all the good fortunes. Yae also has her signature weapon, which is based on Kagura Suzu, which is like a staff with bells on it that shrine maidens use during a Kagura dance. Basically, a ritual ceremonial dance that means god entertainment. So I just think that's really cool, like how many details and real life things they actually put into her design. I was also trying to find the inspiration for her headpiece, but I couldn't find anything that looks quite like it. But I think it is just like loosely based on the headpieces that shrine maidens wear during this Kagura dance. She also has a little torii gate on the very back of her dress, which I'm sure that everybody's familiar with. They're just super iconic when you think about Japan. They mark the entrance going from the mundane world into the realm of the spiritual. And there are a bunch of them in the game leading up to the entrance of the Grand Narukami Shrine at the very top of the mountain. So, like I said, here is that little torii gate on the back of her dress, and the omikuji all along the side of her dress, and then her 5 tails imbued with electro energy. Yae also has this gohei, which she uses in one of her idol animations, and they are used in the Shinto religion to like purify spirits and cleanse a sacred space and then like bless the spirits. And fun fact, gohei mochi is a kind of mochi that was named after these, but it's like more of the savory version rather than like the sweet mochi kind of dessert that people are familiar with. And this is served on a skewer, so that's probably where it got the name from. So I just think that's cool. And then the last detail that I wanted to mention about Yae's design is the necklace that she wears. You can see at the back that she has this like little charm that hangs kind of like a backward necklace. And this is a Magatama charm. There are these like little curve shaped beads that represent good fortune, and they protect against evil and like jealousy. So they're kind of like wearing an evil eye. So now that we know how spiritual Yae's design is, we can get back to giving her cute little outfits. And I just think this skirt is so pretty, and then like this sheer top that she could wear with it is just kind of like a nice contrast, a little modest and then a little flirty. And also this furry shrug, and I love this pink kimono outfit. I think since Yae has her light novel publishing house, it just kind of makes sense for her to have like a lot of graphic manga comic kind of designs for her nails. And also this corset thing and this top as well that's like a graphic design. And I am obsessed with this skirt. And then I think this outfit is also super, super cute, especially if she pairs it with these boots. I love them. I need them. Yae Miko is like the devil who wears Prada, but instead of a fashion magazine, she has a light novel publishing house. And instead of tormenting Anne Hathaway, she torments Goro. I think this corset is so beautiful, and I think it would look really good paired with like this giant sleeved crop top thing. I think the contrast there would be really pretty. And then just some more outfits that I couldn't resist giving her, especially this little fox crop top. Like, come on. And I love this outfit and this one as well. I think the mint green goes just so beautifully with these pinks. Now we are nearing the end. These are the final looks for her everyday closet. I love these red corsets and the furry pink suit. I also love the sleeves on this and these all red looks and this kind of girly pink mini skirt dress. And then this look with the little kitten top is just so cute, and some more cute boots. And then these sandals as well that I really love, and she could wear with her gold anklet. And this is just Yae and Ningguang, basically. Like, they are girl bosses. Girls get it done.
Don't worry. Girls get it done.
I just can't wait to see their interactions. Like, I think they'd really hit it off. So Yae is definitely a slumber party girly. She's gotta have these fur trimmed pink pajamas or something like this lacy nightgown or the chrysanthemum pajamas. And I think she's great at finding a sunspot to sit in, you know? And I love the pink kitten heels, or maybe something a little bit more comfortable like these wedges. And then like A had her comfortable workout clothes, and I think Yae might join her for her workout sometimes, but then she doesn't really work out and she's just like doing stretches or maybe yoga or something. And for her coat, I think she could definitely have a lot of different coats. I love a patterned statement coat like any of these, or a floor length one. She's got to protect her tail. Or if it's rainy out, she can also have a raincoat like this and then rain boots like these to match. Okay, I also included these fan arts because I really love them. I think Yae with her cute little outfits and then A with her darker kind of emo look here is really great and really suits them. I didn't save who made this, so if anyone knows who the artist is, I'm happy to link them in the description. But yeah, great work to both of these artists. I love. I think A has a similar style to Beto. A is kind of like Beto if Beto was a loser. Before we talk about the formal look, here's just some more casual party looks for Yae, or maybe something she could wear if she's going out on a date with A and they go get these Sakura popsicles or something. I love this flower top, and this furry skirt set is so cute. It matches her tail. So when they're going to a party together, this is just kind of the vibe of A and Yae. Now for Yae Miko's formal look. I was definitely inspired by this plastique tiara look. I mean, come on. That's all I have to say. So the look is, of course, something with cherry blossoms. I just love this. So this is like the main bodice of the dress, and it carries down, continuing like this patterning the whole way down, and then the front ends just above the ankle like this here, with the cut edge of a blossom basically like this, and then the back continues in a whole train that flows into this flower shape all around her feet. So the dress is basically all pink, but it has like the black branches throughout it like this, and it's basically the inverse of A's, which was all black, but then it had like purple and some pink lightning strikes throughout it. And then the back of the dress is backless like this, and how she has her Magatama charm in her design, she wears a necklace with a lightning storm inside of it like this that A made for her. And then for the sleeves, she has this very delicate off-the-shoulder flower-lined strap that's on the dress. But over the dress, she goes a little crazy. You know, she isn't a human. Like, obviously she's accustomed to the human world enough, but I think her tastes are certainly a little eccentric, and I think she would love Rei Kawakubo of Comme des Garçons. So I think she would have something like this as like kind of a jacket over the shoulders without her arms being through the armholes. Like, it's just a little much, like almost a little ugly, but that's what makes it great. And then, like I said, the dress ends just right above her shoes, so you can see her cute pink heels. And of course her toenails are like perfectly painted to match everything, but I'm not including a picture of somebody's toes on here. And then she has a gold anklet like this, and these big hoop earrings that she could put her vision inside of. And then for her hair, I think like a partial updo like this, and with the gold accessories, and then with some white sakura flowers in her hair as well. I think it would just contrast nicely to have the white flowers since her hair is pink. And then it has a big headpiece to top it all off like this. And then her makeup, something like this, I think is just so pretty and a little bit fox-like. And then finally she has a little sakura ring, and her nails are just so intricate and perfect. I love these with the flowers, of course, but I think she has just like one finger that's like that, and then all the other fingers she has like this whole cartoon version of herself on them, something like in this kind of style. I just really love these nails. And that's the look. And that is it for our Inazuma girlies. For now, at least, there are, still a few more characters, but I will just circle back around to covering them later. But yeah, I did really enjoy this nation. I think we got a lot of really great female characters here, and I love this fan art of them. I think it's just kind of funny because it's like so out of character for pretty much every single one of them, except for Yae, maybe Ayaka, but like A and Sarah in this girl group, they're just so serious and stiff that I think it's actually hilarious to imagine them being idols. But I really enjoyed this art, so I wanted to share it. And I really enjoyed making these closets, so I wanted to share them and the designs that I came up with for their formal looks. Like, that is the main event. I would love to be able to compile all of the formal looks for all of the characters when I'm done with the series somehow, but that's going to be a while. There are still so many more characters for me to talk about. And next video, we will be off on our way to our new nation, which is Sumeru. And I'm super excited for that one because I just really love Sumeru. Personally, it is my favorite nation. I just love all the nature and like the architecture and the landscape and everything, and that we have, the rainforest and the desert. And I just love all the characters that we meet there and their dynamics. So yeah, I guess I will see you there, bestie. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like it and subscribe to my channel, and you can watch the next video. And also leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the Raiden Shogun, or who you are most upset with me for having skipped in these first couple nations that I've styled so far. Also, if this goes according to plan, I should be able to get this video out on either A's or Yae Miko's birthday, which just so happen to be the days right after each other. A's birthday is on the 26th, and then Yae's birthday is on June 27th. So if you're watching this when the video comes out, then happy birthday to the girlies. They're both Pride Month Cancer queens. Now, I think it's about time we go purify the spirit of Bloody Mary.